Okay. Um, I don't know. Yesterday, basically yesterday, I had some good news come out of nowhere, which I was really really grateful for because I needed that real good hit. After that, I had another business opportunity that just flourished out of that one opportunity. It was like doom doom, and I was really really happy. But I've learned to be prayerful because sometimes, and I've had this from personal experience, sometimes what we think is good is actually for our destruction. So I had to pray about it and say, God, if this is for you, it will flourish and let me be able to accept it. But if it's not from you, and when you take it away, if it's not from you, I know that you would take it away. I ask that you take it away if it's not from you, um, to make my life better, or do whatever you call me to do, and let me be okay if you have to take it away. Um, and I left it like that. But before that, I had this instance with the person. She's not even my supervisor. That's so funny. But she's over the place. She's doing the position that I used to once do at my other job. So I'm one of the people who actually know how to do the job. That didn't take it. Whatever. It's not a big deal to me because I had other things. I had other things to do in order for me to do what I needed to do, or what I was called to do effectively. I know that I cannot have these large, huge titles for all this stuff. I just need to do what I'm called to do, and that's it. I don't want to overstep my boundaries. So she knows that I'm leaving. Now, first, I was just, I was the best thing on earth, and the person that was leaving, that I was taking their position, they were horrible. And how she kept explaining how they were, it kind of freaked me out. And my boss asked me how did I like it afterwards, and I told her distinctively, like, this is everyone has that whole thing, but it kind of made it feel like they made certain people scapegoats, and I didn't think it was a healthy environment for me. What she told me in return was like, oh, well, it's going to get better. That's why we need people like you, blah, blah, blah. The whole pick me up kind of thing. And I was just like, okay. And I thought about it. And I did pray about it because I was like, I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to do what I'm led to do. So I prayed about it. And I was like, what can I do while I'm there? I know this is dysfunction, but what can I do if I stay there while I'm there? And I did it. But anywho, I ended up getting another job, right? So I put in my 2 weeks, and my last day is on Thanksgiving, right? The first thing, my boss was like, she didn't get it, whatever. But the person that's under my boss, who's the lead, she's just been having a lot of feisty things to say about me, or that I'm lazy or I'm careless. And, it's trickled down to my boss. And my boss was trying to, say that. So I was like, okay, well, let me step back. If that's the case, then let me step back and reevaluate, and put someone else in that they need to do. But that wasn't the case because they was like, no, you need to go in there. You need to. And I was like, are they just trying to fill in spaces? Because that's not healthy. But yeah, long story short, I found out it wasn't true. They just wanted to use me as somebody to put blame and shame for things that are not going on right in their lives. And I was like, I needed to leave. So, anywho, I put my 2 weeks in. The lead comes in, and we had this broken down band. It's so crazy how she did it. And I knew that she was trying to pinpoint me because she asked me about my mom, and I should never told her about the issues with my mom. I really wasn't talking to her. I was talking to somebody else about how my mom has schizophrenia and stuff like that. And the first thing she tried to do was try to compare and say, well, then you're going to have it in this and this and this. And it's like, no, that's not true. And I'm not going to accept that or claim that or take that at all. Um, that's just like you saying that you have cancer and your kid's going to have cancer. She looked mad, like, because she does have cancer, but she does a lot of unhealthy stuff too, to not taking care of yourself. But anyhow, so we had a van. It's so crazy because everything else I've been rebuking. She says little smart stuff about me coming on time. I'm too early. I'm an early bird, blah, blah, this. And it doesn't bother me. But what I do is try to limit my time with her. So if I need to go in there at 8 o'clock, then I come in, at 7:55, just enough to warm my brain, clock in, and do my job. When it's time to go, I get up and I go. I don't try to assist with anything else. I do the best that I can while I'm there and be gone. So she comes, and Friday came. No, it was Wednesday. The van broke down. One of the vans broke down from the housing places. So she had to go take it, and they got it fixed. But while I was going to the main office, I had to go and try it and test drive, make sure that it turns back on. And I was like, it didn't even come on. It was rattling. I was like, the maintenance person said this. So, long story short, she has went and told my boss, like, yeah, well, Belle, because they were supposed to go and get the van, I think Tuesday, and I didn't work on that Tuesday. So, I didn't work on that particular Tuesday. So she gets up and she's like, well, Belle went and got it Friday, and she said this and this, and she was so serious, like, made a whole, and I'm like, I didn't say that, like. So then my boss, instead of her trying to find out, what's going on, why did you do this? Why didn't you go and get the van and blah, blah, this? I can't understand why the van is this and this and this. And I'm like, I didn't say any of that. I didn't say I was going to get the van at Friday or anything like that. Like, I never said that. And she's like, oh. Now, mind you, that could have been that could have been just a plain misunderstanding. But if you know how the lead is at my job, this woman is very sneaky, and she's very passive aggressive. Like, if she doesn't like anything, she'll act like she's gonna tell you, but she won't. She'll tell everybody else behind you, around you, everything else, and then when you go and you ask her, then it's gonna be something totally different. Now, if you don't ask her and you run away, then that's when she comes and tries to attack. And I had my first episode with her when there was a lot of occurrences going on, like medication errors, which they had before. And I would just I wouldn't even say anything. I would just watch, and I would just document. I'll just write, because I'm getting used to being in this field. You have to cover your butt, because a lot of people are not on this stuff, and people will lie. Like, people will lie and have no remorse for it, knowing that they lied. This is real unethical. So you have to cover your bases, And I noticed that people who tell the truth, they don't really care about you doing that, once you understand the process. Because at first I was just like, why? Why can't you just tell the truth? Because you understand people just don't tell. Why can't you believe me telling the truth? Because most people don't tell the truth. So, she gets up and she tries to, like, bully me into taking these write-ups and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Usually I keep my mouth closed, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to be disrespectful or anything like this, but that's not my obligation, and I'm not going to take it. And I started showing them the documentation. Now, that got her a lot, really, really heated, but it let her know that I wasn't the one to play with, that I'm nobody's fool, I might look young, I might dress a certain way, very, youthful, because I don't come in the whole, whole business get up and everything, but don't insult my intelligence. It's not going to happen. So that was the first thing, and it just kept little by little by little. And then, since she couldn't get me, she would try to get me to gang up on somebody else. And I was just like, I'm just not going to do it. I've known how that feels, going through this whole thing with this pageantry my whole life. I know how it is when people try to gang up on you. And I don't have any time to sit there and use all that energy to be negative and toxic to anybody. Period, whether I like them or not, that's not an indication for me to be mean or evil or malignant to anyone. No. So she really just tried to start up a lot of chaos, and I had to shut it down. And I'm like, you know what? I asked my boss, because I know my boss sometimes she can be very, I won't say messy, but I would say not clean in situations, And she had to huge high temper, and it's hard for her to delegate when she has her issues of rage. I mean, like, it's rage, okay? That's all I can I can put it as. So, long story short, I went and I was just like, you know what? I didn't say that, but is there anything else that you want me to do? Do you want me to pick up the bands? Do you want me to do this? Just go above and beyond, because now that's making her look, you turn the tables. Now you're making her look like a fool. And then when she got off the phone, because she waited and she talked to me, and then she called the manager, and then she went in the back and started saying something. That's how I know that she's up to something. She doesn't talk to you in your face, and she comes back. And then she came back. And then when I said it right in front of her face, now it's oh, I didn't know you said that. And, then she starts weeping about, I'm trying to go to my doctor's appointment for my cancer. And that even turned into something else, because she said she changed her mind and said she was going to the attorney for something, which that probably was a lie too, but I didn't even care. I just knew I was going to keep myself on guard, especially from that instance. I saw that was a deliberate attack, because I was like, what is the point of you even coming and trying to tell the manager something that I've already told her? Something that I've already, told her, and try to add something to it to make it like I'm just this big, huge liar, and this which it made, like I said, it made her look crazy, but it taught me something, to be on guard. Some people, you think that they are okay with you succeeding, and they will tell you, I'm happy that you can better your life. They will tell you that. But underhandedly, they'll be doing whatever it takes to rip you apart. And that's what God got me to notice and to understand. Everybody is not meant for you. Be on guard with the situations and the places and the things that you are at. If there are people who are constantly having trouble in their lives, and you're around them, chances are you're gonna come across those troubles, because they haven't taken the time, especially if they're not taking the time out to evaluate the situation and make it to try to make a better solution for it. And everyone goes through hardships and hard times. I went through that myself. However, if you constantly go through something and it's not good to be around those types of people, and that's whether it's relationships, freaking work jobs, because it's an unhealthy environment. It's going to create an unhealthy environment, and no one needs to do that. A lot of people are losing their lives over freaking stress, and it's not worth it. So, yeah, be on guard. Some people are just really, really evil and hateful, and it was like so funny that she really wanted me to sit there and be buddy with her after she just tried to maliciously try to be slick and sabotage me. Like, that's crazy. I'm not gonna do, like, no. I'll be respectful. I'll be all of that. I'll do my job, but after that, the buck stops there. There's no extra trying to stay over for you or cover for you when you need to do your stuff. You really burn that bridge. I understand that what you are. My grandmother used to say, don't get mad when you see the snake and the snake tries to bite you, because that's what the snake is supposed to do. The snake is supposed to bite. It's up to you to guard yourself and protect yourself, to wear rubber boots when it's time, when the snake try to bite you, so all it gets is rubber. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. So yeah, with your situations, be on guard, because people, they don't even have the know-how to fix themselves or anything like that. It's a little weird. This lady is staring at me, just smelling like a little dummy. But anyhow, yeah, they are not trying to fix themselves. They're not trying to work on themselves or anything like that. And understand that, be on guard. Hopefully something I've said or done will help you on your journey. Definitely stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem, and thank you so much for tuning in.